Welcome to the good life. Welcome to the good life.
The wait is over.
Welcome to the good life.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to the Good Life with me, Eileen. It is a great Monday this morning. I am really very excited because the Good Life is growing, and I want to thank all of the listeners for listening and sharing the radio show and just letting everybody know what's going on here on WBOK, because WBOK is growing. And the Good Life radio show has grown to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So I want to give a shout out to Gospel is Golden. Look at Lee shaking his hands, waving hands in the air. So shout out to them. They'll be listening now, and they are actually all over. They are worldwide as well. So you can hear the Good Life radio show from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. if you're an early riser. Sometimes you're at work already, and sometimes you just want to hear us while you're getting dressed. I totally understand, because that's what the Good Life is all about. We open your minds to living differently in the world. I know you want to be up on Money Monday, Relationship Tuesday, Wellness Wednesday, Gumbo Talk Thursday, or the Good Life Friday, where we inspire you. You never want to miss a show. So if you're an early riser from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., you can hear the Good Life radio show on gospelisgolden.com. Gospelisgolden.com. And it is based out of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So Dallas-Fort Worth, welcome to the Good Life. We're so excited to have you as a part of the family. And what we do on Monday mornings is we like to get people's mind right. So I have my partner in voting. I have Telly Medina on the line, because that's what the Good Life is all about. We got to get our minds right. You know, I was listening to President Obama this on Friday. I was sitting down listening to him, and I was just like, we have to get it together as a voting bloc. And we talk about this on a regular basis, but sometimes you need somebody to break it down so that you can really digest it. And President Obama was talking about single issue politics. They're kind of a litmus test. Common examples are abortion, taxation, animal rights, environmental issues, and gun politics. And we all know that that is the top, of every news story right now. The National Rifle Association in the United States, which only has one specific interest, is an example of the single-issue group. What differentiates single-issue groups from other interest groups is their intense style of lobbying. And I'm sure, Telly, you know a lot about intense styles of lobbying up there in Baton Rouge in Louisiana, don't you?
So you get real serious when President Obama said, Eileen, but when I said, you don't sound so excited.
Of course.
Oh, okay. No.
We talked about single-issue voting before.
No.
We did.
You sound very excited because President Obama said something. But anyway, good morning.
I'm excited to talk to you every day. I don't want to get too excited because, look, we have new listeners in Dallas right now, and of course, y'all know that, Dallas and the Saints, we can't. So exactly. But I'm about those Saints all day long. So, it just kind of is what it is. But look, speaking of being a single issue voter, I'm a single issue football fan.
I understand clearly. What I will say this, until the president's statement was very accurate. How could it be? How could it be right now? Any voter who's listening to this phone call, black, white, young, old, rich, poor, gay, straight, doesn't matter, that you could support any elected official running for state representative, state senator, governor, lieutenant governor, that says that we don't need gun control in this country. How could it be? Our babies have gotten killed, elementary school kids. People have gotten shot and killed at high schools. Obviously, there have been a litany of colleges, military bases, every single place that affects us. And after those conversations, we say to ourselves, just like we say after we don't vote, man, we need to do something about that. Well, what can we do about it? We need to have gun control. Well, when it's time to go and vote, the 435 people in Congress and the 100 people in the U.S. Senate, in the state of Louisiana, the 39 people in the state Senate, and 105 people in the House. Now, it isn't to say that everyone is impractical, but some of the individuals are not pressed to make the difficult choice. I understand that the gun lobby is one of the largest in America. I get it. But, I mean, we're talking about life and death. We literally have young people getting killed. Your vote matters. It matters so much for the determination of the future. The same guns that we see on the street that are in excess of the individuals who are killing people on college campuses are the same ones that they can turn on your brothers and sisters that work for NOPD.
Exactly.
It's that serious.
Exactly. And I really kind of want to give an example that people can really, touch, feel, because everybody has had someone who's been in this type of situation, knows somebody or knows somebody that knows somebody. This is why single interest voting has worked in some parties. Some people have neither the time nor the interest to develop a complex picture of American politics. It just is what it is. Some people don't care, and they go vote for a single interest. They welcome a simple way to exercise their duties as a citizen, finding a single issue that they can define their political choices that serves its purpose. So this is how it works. To lock in the support of such people, let's just use the issue of abortion. Protecting the defenseless unborn can easily be cast as a high moral purpose, and I found some of this information from the Huffington Post. The issue lies on the human scale with no complex systems involved. It concerns family relationships and also involves the consequences of sexual behavior on which cultural traditions have had much to say. So the abortion issue creates the opportunity for a savvy political force to capture and hold those millions of single-issue voters. Let's just say the Republican Party has seized the opportunity for decades, convincing those millions that the GOP is the moral party and that their opponents are immoral. They basically put it on opposite ends of the spectrum. You're either moral or immoral. But generally, as Americans as a whole, we're not comfortable with abortion, and it's only a minority who think it should be illegal in all circumstances. So the Democratic Party has inevitably settled into representing the feelings of the American majority that does not want abortion banned outright. Although the position of the Democrats take on abortion, which says safe, legal, and rare, and that reflects the majority opinion of all Americans, very few in the majority vote on that single issue. So here's the flip. But the targeting voters who meet the above profile, or the profile I just read, the Republican Party has been able over the decades to cultivate an important block of single-issue anti-abortion voters. So that's why the abortion issue has been a gold mine for the Republicans. And so this is why, as soon as the Republicans captured state governments in the 2010 elections, we keep saying, why does abortion keep coming up when we have gun control, when you have all these when we have all this need for economic development, when we need to be focused on this, that, and the other? Why does abortion keep coming up? Well, that's why. The Republicans have diverted attention away from the urgent economic issues and rekindled the political battles over abortion because they have people who are single issue voters. They have encouraged those single issue millions to see abortion as a defining political morality, a pure case of good versus evil, with no moral ambiguities. With the Democrats locked in a non-absolution position, abortion is regrettable but not prohibited. The idea can be established in people's minds, as you've heard numerous times. One cannot be both a Christian and a Democrat. Now, how true is that? But they put this in people's mind. You can't be a Christian and a Democrat. So it's like fear mongering, and they've done it for years, and it has worked. So if it's a moral issue with abortion, it now has become a moral issue with guns. It's either you can have them or you can't. Well, why can't there be a middle ground with guns? Why can't there be certain steps that we need to take to make sure that they're not in the hands of just anybody who wants them? This little boy had 14 guns. Why does he need 14 guns? Give me one good reason. Telly, I'm on my soapbox this morning.
I will admit I have one. I don't think I need 14 of them.
Yeah, I don't think so.
With the concealed weapon permit to go with it, and also have taken classes. But with that said, it is almost as if when listening to the information given to by that party or from that Tea Party perspective that you can't be a Republican and an adult. I don't know what other good way to depict it. So you mean to tell me that because I believe in abortion for a woman who chooses to not bring a child to the world or was raped and now is making a determination to not have the child, that she's not a Christian? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Okay, I'm just glad we're on the same page.
I mean, it will be very, very unrealistic to think that because you choose to do something differently than someone, then you shouldn't be allowed to now be a Christian.
But if we're Christians, don't we believe in tolerance and compassion and understanding? And,
absolutely.
And if we're Christians, don't we live by who are we to judge?
Who are we to judge?
If we're Christians, right? I'm just making sure. Those are Christian values. Okay.
And, predicated upon that book that we read, there is no sin that's held above any other. So with that said, if that's the case, premarital sex will kind of knock everybody out of the radar. But,
right. Thank you. Exactly.
So with that said, when it comes back to having whatever your issue is, last year we talked about whether it's your pothole or whether it's your playground or whether it's you living in the district where you want to send your kid to that public school. Whatever your issue is going to be, the expression usually is that you go, to the wall with it.
Right.
And I get it, but you got to find your happy place. And your happy place has to be that thing that you are so turned on, that you're absolutely passionate about as it relates to voting, that will make you want to do it and campaign towards your issue each and every day. I know that there are people like One Voice and Ashley Shelton and LaTondra Sylvester who take a very candid approach to being concerned about African-American females being able to turn out in elections just because, a Greater New Orleans Fair Housing Action Center, for example, under the new leadership there, were fighting in St. Bernard Parish specifically in regard to a law that wanted to be put on the books that if a lady who was single but seeing a man, for example, was in an apartment and a altercation happened, say they had a domestic disturbance, her and the man got into a humbug, and the police were called, then that woman should be able to be put out of that piece of that rental property. What? That was literally a real piece of legislation that was trying to be formed because it would help the owners of property cut down on domestic disturbances, specifically in St. Bernard.
And that's exactly what I was talking about when I was, giving the example of abortion. Of course, it was an example. But when a political party, no matter which side, can get millions of voters who care about moral values locked into seeing it as a defender of morality, here's the problem. It frees itself to engage in immoral conduct of all sorts. What you got going on there? They running after you? Without fear of losing voter support. So let me run that again. When a political party can get millions of voters who care about moral values locked into seeing it as a defender of morality, it frees itself to engage in immoral conduct of all sorts without fear of losing those voters. And that's exactly what has happened. So I don't know if y'all watch the news, but President Obama placed the blame with the ease of obtaining, with the ease of this fear-mongering on the Congress, because that's what they've been doing. And with regards to gun control, the CBS News reports that the reason gun control does not support the modest gun safety laws we proposed after Sandy Hook is not because the majority of Americans don't support it, President Obama said, adding that it's because interest groups fund campaigns and feed people fear. At what point are we going to stop letting fear run us and decide to do something else? So my challenge is for all of you to stop letting fear run you and to vote your interest. And if it needs to be single interest, that's just what it needs to be. Especially on the idea of especially on gun control.
Mm-hmm.
And President Obama urges us, he said he's going to talk about it forever. We need to start focusing on this. And he said if you need to be a single interest voter, not just one, but through the cycles so that you can change who represents us, so that we can change gun control. That's the only way that we're going to do it. Telly?
I agree wholeheartedly that you have to continue to talk about the issue to make it prevalent in people's minds. You know, we are in a 15 minutes. You remember something very briefly, and then stuff washes out of your mind because you have, you know, everything in the source going on over the course of the day. But with that said, if we are going to, you know, continue to get people to vote, maybe it is a single issue. If you're a single mother, maybe there's a single mother issue, but realize that the individuals who don't have your best interest at heart are the individuals who don't vote and care about the same things that you do, may see the world differently. Just because Eileen Carter may be a single mother who's an African-American, there may be a single mother who is a white woman, you may make the same amount of money, you may live the same type of lifestyle, but the people that you interact with or the things that you see the world through your lens may be different because you were raised different.
Right.
Not necessarily because of race, but it may have something to do with race. So that's why you have to come to a point where your vote is in blocks. And your vote in blocks may be for, if you were that white woman, maybe it's for a white single mother. If it was a black woman, maybe it's for a black female. But maybe because they understand the context of your life. That's why having that single issue would allow you to get the person in that you identify with. If you don't do that, then you're leaving the interpretation of what's actually going on in your everyday life to someone else.
And who wants to give away our power? That's what I challenge everyone to do. Today is Money Monday. We challenge you to take back your power. We want to do that and use your right to vote. We've worked so hard for it. Let's exercise our right to vote because that is the only way that our voices are going to be heard. This is Eileen. This is Money Monday. This is Telly. Thank you so much, Telly Medina, for all that you do. I also want to thank our new listeners from Gospel is Golden in Dallas, Fort Worth. And, of course, thank you to all my listeners here in New Orleans and everyone that listens worldwide. We absolutely appreciate you. This is The Good Life, and we'll be right back. L&R Security provides the good life. They make their mark in the security arena by providing excellent security services for more than 35 years and are licensed in more than 13 states. L&R Security's team comes with a wealth of experience from the military, law enforcement, and law enforcement training. Their personnel is comprised of more than 200 employees trained in video monitoring, special event services, convention services, armed and unarmed security guards, ticket takers, executive security, personal bodyguards, hall monitors, and critical infrastructure personnel that are TSA trained. L&R Security services are provided on a 24-hour basis and have expanded to the newest technology, including video monitoring. Find them on the web at www.lrsecurity.com or call them today at 504-943-3191. Again, that number is 504-943-3191. Live the good life with L&R Security today.
Hello? I need help. My hair is a mess and my man texts me telling me to be ready for 8. He has a surprise. What am I going to do? My stylist takes forever.
I got you. Call Ringlet Salon. I just left there.
Where?
Ringlet Salon. They took me within minutes and had me in and out in no time. Very professional, and I scheduled online at ringlets.com.
For real?
Girl, for real.
Does Ringlet Salon hook up your roots?
Looks like I got a perm, and you know I'm anti-chemicals. Ringlet Salon has my hair soft and bouncy. I'm getting the Brazilian Blowout Express next week. It eliminates frizz for 6 weeks.
6 weeks? Okay, I'm all about Ringlet Salon. Where are they located?
Ringlets has 2 locations, one at 4712 Paris Avenue and one in the Hilton Hotel on the river. That location validates parking for 4 hours and is open on Sunday.
Perfect for a working woman like me. That's all I needed to know. I'm going to be fresh for my man.
You will if you schedule your appointment at ringlets.com. That's RINGLETTS.com.
Bye. Go and make my appointment with Ringlet Salon now.
Are you looking for a better way to get fit? Bored with the same old routines? Looking for results or a way to instill discipline in the kids? Tiger Rock Martial Arts is the answer with Taekwondo, kickboxing, and self-defense classes. Tiger Rock diversifies your training in ways that allows individuals of all ages and fitness levels to feel like a champion. Join Tiger Rock today. TigerRockNOLA.com. or 504-455-9694. That's 504-455-9694 with a 3-class starter pack starting for only $38, which includes your training uniform. Learn, grow, and succeed with Tiger Rock's 3 convenient locations: Old Metairie, West Bank, and Clearview. There's no better time to start gaining strength, skills, and protection for life than now. 504-455-9694. 504-455-9694. See you on the mat.
You're on the move, and so is your bank. Liberty Bank now offers you the power to manage your money from the palm of your hand with mobile banking with Liberty Bank. Whether you need to check balances, transfer money, or view transactions, mobile banking at Liberty Bank allows convenient and secure access to your money. Enroll today at www.libertybank.net and download our mobile app. You can mobile bank at Liberty Bank to keep the power in your hands. Liberty Bank. There's freedom here. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Universal Printing in New Orleans East is the place to go for all of your digital printing needs. Universal Printing offers a wide range of printing services and promotional products. They handle everything from business cards to personalized prescription pads. They even print yard signs, banners, and vehicle magnets. Stop by Universal Printing at 9900 Lake Forest Boulevard in New Orleans East near Reed. Or give them a call at 504-244-1177. That's 504-244-1177. Come on down to Universal Printing and let the experts handle all of your printing, marketing, and promotional needs so you don't have to.
Do you know anyone with less than perfect credit? At KB Enterprises, they specialize in restoring your score. Learn how to increase your credit score with 100% satisfaction guarantee. A+ rating with the BBB, 10-year track record of removing negative items including repossessions, foreclosures, bankruptcies, tax liens, student loans, and more. Kenneth Barnes and his team at KB Enterprises are excited about helping you restore your credit and achieving your financial goals. Whether it's acquiring a home or purchasing a car, don't miss this opportunity to change your life forever. For more info, give them a call at 504-577-4139. Log on to www.kennethbarnes.org and be sure to tune in to The Good Life on Money Mondays and get your financial tips for the week from Kenneth Barnes so you can live the good life too.
Talk radio heard around the globe. New Orleans owned WBOK 1230 AM and WBOK1230AM.com. Real talk for real times.
Welcome to the good life. Welcome to the good life.
Good morning, and welcome back to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Money Monday, and I am so excited about today's show because we are welcoming a new audience in Dallas, Fort Worth area. We are now being broadcast online on gospelisgolden.com. Gospelisgolden.com. They will be, if you're an early bird and you're getting up and, you're just not feeling it, you can always tune into The Good Life from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. on gospelisgolden.com. That's gospel.golden.com. The Good Life is growing, y'all, so make sure that you open your minds to living differently in the world because that's what we try to do every day here at The Good Life. And I want to thank all of our listeners at WBOK, and I want to thank everyone who spreads the word about The Good Life because that's the way that we are going to grow. And without you, I wouldn't be where I am today. So I want to thank Kenneth right now for all that he does, Kenneth with KB Enterprises, because we spread this word and we really, touch people and we really help people, grow, their minds. And we want to have generational wealth. Right, Kenneth?
That's exactly right. That's the goal.
That is the goal. And look, let's be clear. I am one of Kenneth's students as well. I am in this race with you all. I am nowhere near where I need to be, but I will be following his, ideas, his advice. And, he's not just talking the talk. He's walked the walk and he's made the difference. So I'm going to take his advice. I hope you do too, so we can all live the good life. But we found this article, and I thought this was pretty fun. 10 changes to make in your 30s that will set you up for lifelong success. I was like, oh, Kenneth, this is so fun. And they're not necessarily what you think they are, but they will all affect your bottom line and your pockets. So I'm going to go through all the 10 I'm going to read over all the 10 changes, and I'm going to let Kenneth, let's just kind of go back and forth with, what your favorites were. So the 10 changes to make in your 30s, but at any point that you recognize you need to make a change, the past is the past, forget about it. Let it go. Today is a new day. Let's, start there, because that's all you need to focus on. Learn from your mistakes and move forward. Number 1, stop smoking. I thought that was very interesting. And stop smoking. You don't realize how it affects your pockets, but think about it. If you're spending all of that money, it really does affect your pocket, number 1. And number 2, it can affect your health. I actually put online, if you follow me on social media, the Good Life Radio Show, Facebook, Instagram or Twitter, the Good Life Radio Show, I put up a picture of lungs, a healthy lung and a smoker's lung of 5 years. Ooh, you should really see it. I'm sure Doc Griggs will talk about it on Wellness Wednesday, but it's definitely a sight to see. Number 2, start going to sleep and waking up at the same time every day. It might be tempting to use your weekends to recoup your sleep, but don't do it. Wake up at the same time every day and go to sleep at the same time every day. Get a schedule. Number 3, and y'all know I talk about this on Wellness Wednesday, start exercising regularly. Try to move yourself as much as possible. Get in those habits so you can create a long life, the good life. Number 4, start keeping a journal. Journal your life. Your written record will entertain you and endear you in your future. And I'm sure, passing it down to your children and your children's children will be very entertaining someday. And I'm sure just getting stuff out really does help. And that's the good life as well. Number 5, I know this is probably one of Kenneth's favorites. Start saving your money. Building the habit of saving early means that you'll continue it further down the line. We want to create habits. Number 6, this was one for me. Start pursuing a life dream. I found my passion later in life. I've been on the radio now for a year, and I just want to thank WBOK and all the listeners, because without you, I couldn't have grown to where I am today. So pursue your life dream. It is never too late. Number 7, start learning to be happy with what you have. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Be happy for what you have. Sometimes you can look around you and you can't see the forest for the trees, but guess what? You opened your eyes this morning. Some people didn't do that. So be content with what you have, and it will grow from there. Number 8, stop thinking you need to satisfy everyone. Could I get an amen? Stop thinking you need to satisfy everyone. After 30, you need to really start, I don't want to say after 30, at all points of your life, you really need to start taking care of yourself. But if you haven't started, that's a perfect time to start. Number 9, stop comparing yourself to others. If you're unable to do some things in life compared to your siblings and friends, and you know that sometimes we get stuck in that, my sister did this, my brother did this, or my friends were able to do this. Well, you're not them. You're a different person. You have your own set of skills. Find your passion and find what makes you great, because you are. And 10, start forgiving yourself for your mistakes. I think that was the biggest one for me. Forgive yourself for your mistakes. We all make them. We all live in glass houses. Don't dwell on the errors of the past. Learn from them, let them go, and move ahead. And I found this song, shout out to Gabby, one of my great friends. There's this song by Eminem called I Am Phenomenal. If you haven't heard it, I suggest all of you hear it. And you're like, Eminem? That's kind of what I was like, because Aiden was bopping around reading a book saying, oh, I sound like Eminem, I'm rapping. I was like, But this song, I promise, is one of those songs that you will really feel deep down in your heart, because we are all phenomenal. So, Kenneth, I know you have a couple favorites. I'm
Absolutely.
sure you do. So which one are your favorites?
No, that number 1 is a gut one.
Oh, you like one?
Number 1 is
Stop smoking.
Stop smoking. I think that is a reality check that a lot of people need to be aware of. Eileen, I'm a big fan of Wellness Wednesday and wellness in general, not only financial wellness, but also personal wellness and my health. And I went to East Jefferson, got me a new doctor. Mm-hmm. My goal, and like everything I do, it's always both. It's always multiple situations. And I was talking to a buddy of mine, he was just cracking up. One, I wanted to get a doctor that's affiliated with East Jefferson, because Mackie Shillstone is affiliated with East Jefferson.
Yes, and he works with Serena Williams.
Exactly. I'm trying to get
surround yourself, right?
Of the top with the elite in every area of my life. if he's coaching Serena, I'm about to go ahead and move my United Healthcare insurance over there to EJ with Mackie.
Look, wait, what do we talk about on The Good Life all the time, and especially here on Money Monday? Surround yourself with people who are smarter than you. Look, I have no shame. Go do it. Look, and so then you can come and tell me what you learned over there. So go do it, please.
That's right. If I'm going to pay a $20 copay, I'm going to get multiple returns.
Right, exactly. But y'all think about how smart he is. You know, he's going there strategically. He's making a strategic move to live the good life. And it's funny because I was looking at some research, and it suggests while you can't undo the damage you may have already incurred from smoking, research now suggests that those who have quit, listen to this, y'all, those who have quit before age 40 have a 90% lower mortality risk than those who continue. Let me say that one more time. Research now suggests that those who quit before age 40 have a 90% lower mortality risk than those who continue. So we're not just saying this to aggravate you, because I know people who are smokers, they've heard people say, stop smoking, stop smoking. And it's one of those things where people say, you got to lose weight. So you have to do it when you're ready to do it. But if I knew that if I stopped before age 40, or if I lost weight before age 40 or whatever it was, that I would have a 90% lower mortality risk, I'm doing it, or at least trying to get my mind right to start doing it. That's the good life.
That's exactly right. We shouldn't be proactive, especially if we've seen habits in our family that we know kind of we run in our family, high blood pressure, or different things like that. If we know that, now it's time for us to figure out, how do I stop this? What ways can I reduce my chances? What are some of the foods that we can eat, and how can I start putting action into those areas? And, Eileen, I'm big on that. I just turned 39 a week and a half ago, and so that's why I was going to the doctor as well. I want to be proactive. I want to make sure I'm doing my part, because not only do I want to be wealthy in my net worth, and I want to be healthy enough to be able to enjoy it. I don't want to be in a wheelchair off the cruise ship. I want to be able to pull my ship up and jump off and dive into the light blue water.
Right. Yeah, we would not be pushing you. Sorry. You'd be, look, we'd have your chair locked and be like, see ya. I'm going to get a tan. Sorry, Kenneth. That's just real. At least I'm honest with you.
That's right.
I thought you'd like these two. Start saving money and start pursuing a life dream.
That's right.
What do you think about those two?
Huge. I met with a client on yesterday, and I was big on that, because unless we're helping our money grow, we're not in a great situation. If the money's going the opposite way, but it's constantly going out the door, that's a problem. That's a code red, which means we've got to start looking at life a little bit differently. How can I get this money to start growing and working for me immediately? And the small steps, we always talk about the small steps, but saving a little bit, forming a habit of saving something is better than not doing anything.
Right. I'm learning slowly but surely. I'm following your steps, and slowly but surely, because I'm pursuing a life dream. What do you think about pursuing your dreams?
The dreams you got to have a dream. And one of the mistakes that I made early on due to my upbringing, I didn't dream big enough.
Oh.
That was one of my biggest mistakes and biggest regrets. So what happens is I'm back at the dream board, and now I've broken down my 10-year dream and broke it down by the day, which is great. I haven't achieved it yet per day, but I know I'm going to, because now I'm focusing on that daily achievement over the 10-year goal broken down. But we have to dream big. And then from dreaming big, then from there we start working on what vehicles would allow me to get to that goal. So now I know exactly where to spend my time. So if I'm looking to make $100 million over the next 10 years, I got to be able to create $29,500 per day.
I'm feeling that. Hello, Kenneth. I'm feeling that. And it's really interesting, because they have a lot of people who in their midlife start deciding that they want to do something different. You know what I mean? So
that's right.
You have lots of people. I know a lot of people who, went to law school and like, I hate being a lawyer. I cannot stay in my office until 8:30, 9 o'clock every day. I have no life. I want to have kids. I want to have a family. And it's just not one of those things. So, start pursuing your dream. And even if it's, something on the side, let it be something on the side. Don't leave your job. Let it be something on the side and grow it until, one day that you can make that switch. Another one, another two that I loved was start learning to be happy with what you have. And start forgiving yourself for your mistakes. Ooh, Kenneth, these are big for me. Go ahead.
Those are big time, because most people hold on to baggage. It's much like being a football player or a sports player. You have to forget that last play. If you messed up, you got to come back to the next play and act like that one just didn't happen and go back in with confidence.
Because obviously the Saints did that, right?
Oh, yeah, he sure did. The kicker, I don't know what he was thinking.
I can't talk about him right now.
No, me either, because he may be looking for employment. But what happens is Drew came right back, and these boys made it happen. That was a perfect example by forgetting what just happened, forgetting the past, forgiving yourself, and moving on, and not letting anything stop you. That's huge right there.
And it's funny because we tell our children this all the time. And one of the things that Doc Griggs says, treat yourself like you treat your child. And think about that. You worry about what they eat. You worry about what they drink. You worry about if they're exercising. You worry about, you can do it. I'm proud of you. You're very positive. Well, we need to do that with ourselves so that we can all live the good life.
Eileen, my kids are my accountability stick in life, and I'm grateful for them because I can't be a hypocrite and ask them to excel, be responsible, clean their room, and I don't clean my car. I don't expect them to have great behavior throughout the course of the day, then I'm blowing people and saying unkind things to somebody on the interstate.
Wow.
So that measuring stick, and I want them to excel in everything they do. So if you are playing soccer, you need to put your heart into it. I can't go to work and get to my office and I'm not putting the heart into what I'm doing for my course of the day. I'm hanging out, drinking coffee, and kind of kicking back a little bit too much.
Right.
So it's so important that they're my accountability stick.
Right. Well, we are going to put this article online, so follow us on the Good Life Radio Show on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, and you can get the 10 things that you should change so that you can start living the good life. And next segment, y'all, we're going to do 21 signs that you need to help manage your money. Kenneth, I went through these, and I think I hit about 20 of them. So these are 21 signs that you need Kenneth Barnes of KB Enterprises to manage your money. I know I do. This is The Good Life with Eileen. Thank you all for listening. New Orleans, Dallas, and Fort Worth, and we'll be right back.
Hello, WBOK listeners. This is Chuck Perkins, your Uptown Renaissance man. Join me every Monday through Thursday from 11 a.m. to noon for the Midday Mashup. It's where we discuss everything from politics to poetry. Remember, the Midday Mashups every Monday through Thursday from 11 a.m. until noon on WBOK 1230 a.m., where it's real talk for real times.
If you had a hammer, would you hit yourself in the head with it? Or would you use it to build something? In this year's race for governor, you do have a hammer. It's your vote. The 3 Republicans running help Bobby Jindal hurt our families. Voting for Scott Angel, David Vitter, or Jay Darden would be like hitting yourself in the head with a hammer. The Republican candidates supported Bobby Jindal while he attacked and closed our charity hospitals and denied health care to tens and thousands of working families. Fight back by voting for Democrat John Bel Edwards. Edwards lives his Christian values. In the legislature, John Bel Edwards stood up for public schools and to protect our charity hospitals. Election day is Saturday, October 24th. Early vote starts October 10th. Use your vote like a hammer to put Bobby Jindal in his place by voting for John Bel Edwards for governor. Paid for by Louisiana Families First, not paid for or authorized by any candidate or candidate committee.
Are you looking for a better way to get fit? Bored with the same old routines? Looking for results or a way to instill discipline in the kids? Tiger Rock Martial Arts is the answer with Taekwondo, kickboxing, and self-defense classes. Tiger Rock diversifies your training in ways that allows individuals of all ages and fitness levels to feel like a champion. Join Tiger Rock today. TigerRockNola.com or 504-455-9694. That's 504-455-9694 with a 3-class starter pack starting for only $38, which includes your training uniform. Learn, grow, and succeed with Tiger Rock's 3 convenient locations: Old Metairie, West Bank, and Clearview. There's no better time to start gaining strength, skills, and protection for life than now. 504-455-9694. 504-455-9694. See you on the mat.
Hello? I need help. Help! My hair is a mess and my man texts me telling me to be ready for 8. He has a surprise. What am I going to do? My stylist takes forever.
I got you. Call Ringlet Salon. I just left there.
Where?
Ringlet Salon. They took me within minutes and had me in and out in no time. Very professional, and I scheduled online at ringlets.com.
For real?
Girl, for real.
Does Ringlet Salon hook up your roots?
Looks like I got a perm, and you know I'm anti-chemicals. Ringlet Salon has my hair soft and bouncy. I'm getting the Brazilian Blowout Express next week. It eliminates frizz for 6 weeks.
6 weeks? Okay, I'm all about Ringlet Salon. Where are they located?
Ringlets has 2 locations, one at 4712 Paris Avenue and one in the Hilton Hotel on the river. That location validates parking for 4 hours and is open on Sunday.
Perfect for a working woman like me. That's all I needed to know. I'm going to be fresh for my man.
You will if you schedule your appointment at ringlets.com. That's RINGLETTS.com.
Bye. Go and make my appointment with Ringlet Salon now.
Showtime in the afternoon with John Slade is moving to 3 to 4 p.m. weekdays, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Continuing the message with your issues, your news, and your views. Still here on your station, WBOK 1230 AM. Remember, Showtime in the afternoon with John Slade is moving to 3 to 4 p.m. weekdays, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Continuing the message on WBOK 1230 AM. Real talk for real times.
Listen now to WBOK Live on your computer. It's easy. Just go to www.WBOK1230am.com and click the Listen Live button. WBOK 1230 AM. Real talk for real times.
Welcome to the good life. Welcome to the good life.
The wait is over.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on The Good Life Money Monday. We are here with Kenneth Barnes of KB Enterprises because he gets our mind right so that we can all live the good life with financial freedom, so that we can have generational wealth, and so that we can all take a vacation. Right,
That's
Kenneth?
Right.
That's so.
That's right.
And so before we can take a vacation, I'd like to welcome all of our listeners from the Dallas-Fort Worth area and from all over the world, because we are now being broadcast on gospelisgolden.com. So thank you so much. So if you're an early riser and you miss it sometimes, you can always hear us from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. on Gospel is Golden. And so I want to thank all of our listeners here in New Orleans and all over the world, because we're on Spreaker.com. We're also on SoundCloud.com. We're everywhere. We're growing. So you don't ever have to miss the good life if you don't want to. And that is the good life. So Kenneth, part of this, today on Money Monday, we're going to talk about 21 signs you need help managing your money. And I think I started checking off all of them, basically. I was like, check, 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 check. So please help me. Managing your money is like caring for your health. And some of us, we like to take care of everybody else first, and we just don't do it. So sometimes we have to schedule a check, and I know I need one right now. So here, I was going through these, and I was like, I don't know if I should read them or you should read them, or what you think? Well, here's the deal. I'm going to read I'm going to try to do 3 sets. So I'm going to read 7 at a time and let you go so we can get them all in throughout the segment. Number 1, you worry your card will be declined. 2,
wow.
Right. Your card is declined regularly for purchases. Your bank balance is less than $100. You're not saving for the future. You only save what's left at month's end. You tap savings for daily expenses. You carry a credit card balance. So those are the first 7. So we are going through the 21 signs that you need financial help. So Kenneth, that's what you do. So we need help managing our money. Help us.
Well, it's big, because sometimes I'm worried my card will be declined, and I'll tell you why. Because I have myself on a spending limit, because I know myself, and, and that's the first thing you got to do is be honest with yourself. If you're a swiper, I'm a swiper.
Swiper, no swiping. Swiper, no swiping.
Oh, yeah.
For all of y'all who have kids and no Dora.
I'm going to be everywhere with that car. I'm going to swipe. But I know for a fact that's why, since I know that about myself, then I have to protect me from myself. So I put myself on a budget where I put it in one account, and when that money's gone, it's gone.
Right.
And there's no overdraft on it. So guess what? One time I was in Lake Charles a couple of years ago. Pack of peanuts, Eileen, 99 cents. decline at the store. And I was like, oh, my bad.
Right. Can't have that.
That's right. That's right. And what it does, it keeps me in line. Because I have to be honest with Ken. I can't blame anybody else. I can't talk about what my mom and dad did or what my friends do. It has to be about me.
And it's funny that you're talking about swiping, because I was reading an article last night, and it said that people who use credit cards or debit cards, let's just make it debit cards, spend more money than those people who use cash, because it's so much easier to swipe rather than, you have to physically look at the money, touch it, and count it.
That's right. And that's one of the key reasons why they're moving more into cards and plastic and prepaid cards and things like that for that very fact. And so what happens is, even though I may have that situation, but I do know where my money's going in other areas. But until I know for sure that I can trust Ken at all times, then we're going to stay on the discipline of the allotted money per month, because it keeps me from getting in trouble, but it keeps me focused as well.
So if anybody is having any of these issues, and I'll kind of go through them one more time before we hit the next group. You worry your credit card will be declined. Your card is declined regularly for purchases. Your bank balance is less than $100. You're not saving for the future. You only save what's left at the end of the month. You tap savings for daily expenses, or you carry a credit card balance. These are signs that you need to manage your money better, that you need Kenneth Barnes.
That's exactly right. And we can be reached at
how can they reach you?
507-4-577-4139. That's 504-577-4139. Or they can follow us at kennethbarnes.org and get a chance to get a customized financial plan, because you have to have a plan in place to kind of prevent this from happening.
And that is a good life. And I'm glad you put your area code, Kenneth, because as all you listeners know, we are worldwide, and we are now being heard in Dallas and Fort Worth area through gospelisgolden.com. So if you are an early bird between 6 and 7 and you're up and you want to hear the good life, you can hear us on gospelisgolden.com. So thank you out there. We're very excited to be there. So I'm going to go into our next 7, the group. You haven't thought about your retirement. Oh, I think I'm part of that. Not enough. I'm just being real. Like, I'm telling y'all, I live in a glass house too. I've lost track of investment. You've lost track of investment accounts. You track spending but lack growth. And I think a lot of us do that too. Sometimes you're good at tracking it, but you're not growing. You switch between budgeting strategies. So you keep like, oh, this strategy's going to work. This strategy's going to work. Neither one of them works. You take out personal loans to make purchases. You earn more, and then you spend more. And last but not least for this group, you received a windfall. What do you do when you receive a windfall? You talk to Kenneth Barnes. That's what you do before you go spend anything. Go ahead.
That is key, Eileen, because what happens is you need to hire a professional. And as we talked about early on in the show, Serena Williams has a coach, Mackie Shilstone. She's a pro, but the pros have coaches. So you hire a professional to help you with these things because, one, we're busy in our everyday life. We have budgeting systems and things like that. But a lot of times, do we have time to really put into it, to think it through? Or do we have the knowledge or the capability of being able to put a plan together that can help us manage effectively our money, grow our retirement, also have those emergency fund accounts put away and things like that? It's a system. It's a system, but the first thing you want to do is get the education, but hire the professionals. That's what they're there to do, to understand how to make your money grow, how to protect your money, and also how to plan for life. Because life happens. That flat tire, that parking ticket, those things are going to happen. So we got to be able to plan for that and be smart about our money. Because like we always say, Eileen, it's not about how much money you make. It's about what you do with the money and about how much money you keep.
Right. And I think a lot of people have, some issues with number 10. You track your spending, but you're lacking the growth. Perhaps you think you're staying on top of your finances because you're tracking your spending, and that's a great start. But tracking your transactions isn't enough sometimes to make positive changes in your finances. So we need to use that information to start making smart decisions. Number one, like seeing you. And, kind of like we want to grow our money. We don't want to be stagnant.
The return on investment is the key. Because the more return you can get off of that money, the more you can see yourself grow and also get financially free. The quicker you can get financially free. We're real passionate about doing this because, Eileen, let's face it, majority of the people in our country, not only this country, as we've branched out into the Canadian market, it's the same thing over there. Different financial tools, different wording, but it's the same results basically on people having financial struggles. And it comes down to not having these things in order. Based on not knowing, sometimes lacking the discipline, but also not having that professional person in your corner. So we're not listening to our friend or our cousin who thinks he knows everything but don't have any money either, but is giving out financial advice all the time.
Right. And the last one of this kind of segment that I think really touches home for a lot of us is we haven't thought about our retirement enough. You're so busy, trying to rob Peter to pay Paul, or to make sure ends meet, or whatever the situation may be, that you haven't thought about your retirement enough. What do we need to do with that, with regards to that?
Well, one of the biggest things is that number 21. Most people have no estate plan. The first thing we do is help our clients create an estate. You can create an estate with $10 a month.
Interesting.
And the way we create the estate is by having the right type of life insurance coverage. That's how you create the estate, and that's the foundation, and that's the financial protection that we start our clients with. Because you might not have any money, but you have $10. So we'll start there. And then from there, we build it up to working from protection to now cutting back on some areas. We show our clients exactly how to be able to save in different areas just by knowing how to act certain things from your bill collectors. Because it's all made up at the end of the day. It's all made up.
Well, we are going over the 21 signs that you need help managing your money. And I was going through them. I said, I know I need help. So I figured somebody else needs help out there, too. So we're going through these so that we can all live the good life. The last group was your situation has changed. And I think everybody has to go through a change in their life, a new baby, a marriage, a separation, whatever, you lose your job, whatever the situation is, it has impact on your personal finances. You don't understand your investments. That's another one. Sometimes you have something going on at work or you're paying into something, but you don't understand it. Or you're fearful of a stock market crash. If you're fearful, then maybe your money shouldn't necessarily be there yet. Or you need to talk to a financial planner, so that you understand what you're getting yourself into before you do it. If you're stressed out about debt, then we need to manage our money. If you're worried about funding your kids' education, which is a big one, we need to talk to a financial planner. Or you're trying to plan for your retirement, you need to talk to a financial planner. And last but not least, what Kenneth was just talking about, you have no estate plan, then you need to talk to a financial planner. So we were trying to go through these because it really hits on every aspect of life, no matter if you are, you have money and you're doing really well. It might be just something that you fell by the wayside that you forgot. Or if you're growing or you're starting out, and just like Kenneth said, you could do it with $10 a month. So we're trying to give you options just so that we can all live the good life, so we can all create generational wealth. Because I know I need help, and that's why I have Kenneth here to offer his services to every one of you. So, Kenneth, go ahead.
Well, basically, guys, that 21 is where we start a lot of times. Well, number one is going to be where's the money going, that budget sheet. We're going to start there. But that foundation will be that estate, creating that estate. Because, one, it gives you pride. That's one thing I want to make sure we hit on, too. Knowing that your family will be taken care of properly and get more than you had starting out, that gives you a sense of pride.
You're right.
And sense of confidence. That was the best financial move I ever made. I remember the way I felt looking at my kids, having no idea what they're going to walk into automatically when it's time for me to leave the earth. Starting there, that pride gives you that confidence, that swagger to now want to go to the next level of saving that money so we can get in position to start investing. You may only have one investment vehicle that's growing at $5 a month, but guess what? It's better than the person who's living check to check.
You're right.
Credit card. So that swagger, that confidence is going to create that hunger to want to do more. Almost like a kid. When they start taking that first step walking, they're getting back up again.
They want to run.
For a second, but they want more.
Yeah.
More. They want to grow. And it starts just like that.
Well, I'm excited. Now I want to run. I think we all want to run. I think everybody wants to. Seriously, everybody wants to run. Who wants to live in lack? But we have to get our mind right. We have to forgive ourselves for the past mistakes. Yes, you blew something. It didn't work. Okay, today's a new day. Now that we know what we need and that we need to focus, we're going to start doing that. We're going to take those steps. And how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. You're not just going to go and try to swallow the whole thing. Take one bite at a time. Just like Kenneth said, start with something and move forward, because that's the only way that it's going to get done. And we want to start making these changes while we're young and because we're all young, right, Kenneth? I think 39 is young. And my birthday's coming up, so I'm going down now. I'm going down now. But we're gonna start tracking our spending. We're gonna start creating strategies for growth, because we want to live the good life and we want to leave something for our children.
that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, creating that wealth to leave it on to the next generation, but we got to educate them as well so they can maintain it and grow it as well.
Absolutely, absolutely, because that's what the good life is about. And so we are here on Money Monday. I'm here with Kenneth Barnes, and if you need a financial advisor, Kenneth, how can they get in touch with you?
504-577-4139. That's 504-577-4139 or KennethBarnes.org. And Eileen, we need to go out there and visit some of our listeners in that Dallas market, maybe fly into DFW or Love Field and go touchdown over there.
Hello. When next time the Saints play Dallas there, you know I'm in the building. I heard they have Kobe burgers in their stadium. I was like, really? I was like, I don't really eat hamburgers, but I'll eat that kind. Because that's the good life. Look. Hey, now. It just is what it is. That's a good life. We are here on Money Monday. I want to thank Kenneth Barnes for everything that he does. We were talking about being single interest voters. Sometimes we got to get our mind right and vote as blocks. Everyone else does. We need to vote our interests. Vote your interests, and that is the good life. We want to, make changes in our midlife so that our future lives can be different. And if any of these managing money tips kind of really touched you, well, then reach out to Kenneth Barnes, because that is a good life, so that we can make changes, so we can change, our world for our children. This is the good life. This is Eileen. And if you wanted to get in touch with us, you can give us a call at 500-400-7127. That is the good life. 504-400-7127. This is Eileen. This is the good life. And make sure you tune in tomorrow for Relationship Tuesday. You don't want to miss it. And I'm out.